Have you ever wondered why the men who care the most are often the ones who end up alone? Why does being the nice guy, the one who gives, sacrifices, and does everything right, so often backfire? Today we're diving into the uncomfortable truth about modern relationships. Caring too much doesn't make you more lovable, it makes you less desirable, and the reason why might shock you. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand how to flip the script and become the kind of man every woman is drawn to, not the one she walks away from. Comment below, "I refuse to chase, I choose to lead." Let's see who's ready to embrace their worth and change their mindset forever. Now, let's get started. Number 1. Attachment destroys attraction. When a man focuses all his energy on a woman, he often believes he's being the perfect partner, attentive, present, and devoted. But the harsh truth is, this behavior can have the opposite effect. Women aren't drawn to someone who revolves their entire world around them. They're drawn to men who have a full, thriving life outside of the relationship. Attraction is about balance. If you tip the scales too far by giving too much too quickly, you'll lose the very allure that drew her to you in the first place. Imagine you meet someone new, and within days, they're showering you with gifts, compliments, and attention. At first, it feels flattering, but soon, you start to question why they're so invested so early. You wonder, do they even know me well enough to care this much? Or is this just desperation in disguise? Women think the same way. Too much attention too soon sends a clear message. I don't value myself enough to have boundaries. Overgiving in relationships doesn't come across as romantic. It comes across as needy. When you cancel plans with friends, skip the gym, or rearrange your life for her, you think you're proving your dedication. In reality, you're signaling that you lack a purpose beyond her. And here's the kicker. Women want to be a priority, but they don't want to be your only priority. They respect men who have ambitions, passions, and commitments that extend beyond the relationship. It's not about playing hard to get. It's about showing that your life is fulfilling and exciting, with or without her in it. When you prioritize yourself, you create a dynamic where she wants to be part of your journey, rather than feeling like the destination itself. Attraction thrives on curiosity and admiration. If she already knows every detail of your day and you're always available at the drop of a hat, you leave nothing for her to wonder about. And wonder is what keeps people intrigued. Imagine a man who's deeply engrossed in his work, passionate about his hobbies, and surrounded by strong friendships. When he spends time with a woman, it feels intentional, like he's choosing to be with her, not because he needs her, but because he genuinely values her company. Compare that to a man who has nothing else going on and floods her with constant attention. One man is magnetic, the other, overwhelming. The paradox is that love requires balance. Caring too little creates distance, but caring too much creates pressure. When you focus all your energy on someone else, you lose the very qualities that made you attractive in the first place. Independence, ambition, and self-respect are what draw people to you, and the moment you sacrifice those for someone else, you lower your value in their eyes. Here's a practical step to avoid this trap. Set boundaries with your time and energy. If you usually hit the gym on Wednesday evenings or meet your friends for a weekly dinner, stick to those plans. Show her that your life is full and vibrant, and she'll want to be a part of it. The key is to focus on becoming the best version of yourself, rather than trying to mold yourself into what you think she wants. Women don't want to feel smothered. They want to feel inspired. A man with a purpose is a man who's irresistible. When you wake up each day with goals to chase and dreams to fulfill, you naturally become the kind of person others gravitate toward. And the best part? You're not doing it for her. You're doing it for you. Number 2. Over-affection feels like pressure. Over-affection isn't the sign of a caring partner. It's often the sign of insecurity. When a man constantly texts, calls, or plans his life around a woman, he thinks he's showing devotion. But to her, it feels like he's saying, "I don't have anything else going for me," and nothing is less attractive than that. Think about how you feel when someone offers you unsolicited help over and over again. At first, it might seem thoughtful, but after a while it becomes intrusive. It feels like they don't trust you to handle things on your own, and instead of appreciating their effort, you start to resent it. This is what happens when you shower a woman with affection that she hasn't earned. In modern relationships, men often fall into the trap of thinking that more is better. More compliments, more attention, more devotion. But in reality, less is often more. A well-timed compliment carries far more weight than 100 generic ones. A thoughtful gesture means more when it's rare and meaningful than when it's constant and expected. Here's a scenario. You meet a woman and hit it off. The chemistry is electric, and you can't stop thinking about her. So, you start texting her every morning, planning elaborate dates, and checking in multiple times a day. At first, she's flattered, but soon it becomes clear that your attention isn't about her. It's about your need for validation. Instead of feeling special, she starts to feel suffocated. Women want to feel chosen, not chased. When your affection comes from a place of insecurity, it doesn't feel like love. It feels like pressure. And pressure creates resistance. It makes her pull away instead of drawing her closer. This doesn't mean you shouldn't show affection. It means your affection should come from a place of abundance, not scarcity. You're not giving to get something in return. You're giving because you genuinely want to, without expectations or strings attached. Here's how to do it. Take a step back and assess your actions. Are you texting her because you have something meaningful to say, or are you texting her because you're afraid she'll forget about you? Are you planning a date because you want to share an experience with her, or because you're worried she'll lose interest if you don't? When your actions come from a place of confidence and self-worth, they're far more impactful. A single heartfelt message will mean more to her than a dozen trivial ones. A spontaneous gesture will resonate more deeply than a meticulously planned routine. The truth is, relationships aren't built on constant effort. They're built on connection. And connection happens when two people come together as equals, not when one person overcompensates to prove their worth. In today's world, many men feel pressure to do more, give more, and be more to keep a woman's interest. But the reality is, women are drawn to men who are comfortable in their own skin. Men who don't feel the need to prove themselves because they already know their value. The next time you feel the urge to overextend yourself, pause and ask, am I doing this because it's authentic to me, or because I'm trying to win her approval? The answer will tell you everything you need to know. By mastering the balance between affection and self-respect, you'll create a dynamic that's not only attractive but sustainable. You'll show her that you care, not by overwhelming her, but by being present, intentional, and genuine. And here's the best part. When you learn to give without losing yourself, you'll discover a new kind of confidence, one that doesn't depend on her reaction, but comes from knowing you're enough just as you are. Number 3. Hypergamy and hidden drives. Hypergamy is one of the most misunderstood dynamics in relationships, yet it plays a critical role in how women choose partners. At its core, hypergamy is the instinct to seek the best possible partner, a man who can provide emotional security, stability, and strength. This isn't about gold digging or materialism, it's about deeply rooted biological drives. Understanding hypergamy isn't about fighting it or resenting it. It's about working with it to become the kind of man women naturally desire. Consider this. A woman is biologically wired to look for a partner who enhances her life and secures her future. This doesn't mean she's shallow, it means she's human. Hypergamy drives her to assess a man's confidence, independence, and ability to thrive under pressure. If you come across as needy, overly available, or lacking ambition, her subconscious mind registers a warning: this isn't the kind of partner I need. Let's break it down with an example. Imagine a man who is constantly seeking a woman's approval, texting her for validation, rearranging his life to fit hers, and showering her with excessive attention. He thinks he's showing love, but what he's really showing is insecurity. To her, it sends the message that he doesn't have options or value himself enough to maintain boundaries. Hypergamy doesn't respond to desperation, it responds to strength. Now picture a different kind of man. He's focused on his career, his health, and his personal growth. When he's with her, he's present and engaged, but he doesn't let the relationship define his entire existence. She sees a man who has options, a man who chooses her, not because he needs her, but because he values her. That's the kind of man hypergamy is drawn to, someone who is whole and complete on his own. This is why overgiving backfires. When you prioritize her needs above your own from the start, it doesn't come across as love. It comes across as scarcity. It tells her, I have nothing else going on, so I'm putting all my energy into you. And here's the truth. Women don't want to feel like your entire world. They want to feel like part of a world that's already thriving. Hypergamy also explains why confidence is non-negotiable. A man who is secure in himself and his abilities doesn't need to prove his worth to anyone. He knows he's valuable, and that quiet confidence is magnetic. Women are naturally drawn to men who exude strength and self-assurance, not men who constantly seek reassurance. Think about how this plays out in modern dating. A man who is overly eager, texting constantly, offering unsolicited gifts or seeking immediate commitment, comes across as someone who's afraid to lose her. But a man who takes his time, lets the relationship develop naturally, and maintains his own life, sends a very different message. I'm in control of my world, and you're welcome to join it if you want. Hypergamy isn't something to resent or fear. It's a reality to understand and embrace. When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, you naturally align with the qualities that women find attractive. And when you stop seeking validation from her, you give her the space to choose you out of genuine desire, not obligation. Number 4. Emotional overload turns her off. Emotions are powerful, but when they're unchecked, they can sabotage your relationships. Men who let their emotions dictate their actions often come across as unstable and unreliable, two traits that are deeply unattractive to women. Strength in relationships doesn't mean suppressing your emotions, it means mastering them. Imagine a man who panics every time his partner doesn't reply to a text immediately. He starts overthinking, sending follow-up messages, and creating scenarios in his mind about why she's ignoring him. To him, it feels like he's expressing concern. To her, it feels like he's being needy and insecure. Emotional overload manifests in other ways too. Jealousy, impulsive decisions, and overreactions to minor issues. While these behaviors might stem from a place of care, they signal to a woman that you lack the emotional control to handle challenges. And here's the truth: women want a man who can be their rock, not a man who crumbles under pressure. Consider this scenario. A man and a woman are having a disagreement. Instead of staying calm and addressing the issue rationally, he becomes defensive, raises his voice, or storms off. His inability to manage his emotions creates a sense of instability in the relationship. In contrast, a man who stays composed, listens actively, and responds thoughtfully demonstrates the kind of strength that women find irresistible. The key to mastering your emotions is understanding that they are signals, not commands. Feeling insecure or jealous is natural, but acting on those feelings without reflection is where the problem lies. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a step back. Ask yourself, is this feeling based on reality, or is it my own insecurity talking? When you approach your emotions with curiosity rather than judgment, you gain control over them. Another aspect of emotional mastery is knowing when to take responsibility and when to let things go. Not every conflict needs to be resolved immediately, and not every disagreement is a threat to the relationship. Sometimes giving her space to process her emotions is the best thing you can do. It shows that you're confident enough to let things unfold naturally, rather than forcing a resolution out of fear. Emotional overload also affects how you make decisions in a relationship. When you're driven by emotion rather than logic, you're more likely to compromise your values, abandon your goals, or sacrifice your independence. While these sacrifices might feel like acts of love, they ultimately weaken the foundation of the relationship. Women are drawn to men who can balance their emotions with rational thought. A man who can acknowledge his feelings without being controlled by them demonstrates maturity and self-awareness, two traits that are incredibly attractive. The next time you feel the urge to act on impulse, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, is this decision aligned with my values and goals? If the answer is no, take a step back. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions. It means integrating them with your principles to make choices that are thoughtful and intentional. Mastering your emotions isn't just about improving your relationships, it's about becoming a stronger, more resilient man. When you learn to navigate the highs and lows of life with composure and grace, you become the kind of partner who inspires trust and admiration. And when you lead with strength, women will naturally be drawn to you. Number 5. The balance between love and freedom. Love and freedom are not opposites, they are partners. The modern misconception is that to love someone deeply, you must give up parts of yourself. Sacrificing your independence, passions or goals might seem romantic at first, but over time it breeds resentment and diminishes respect. The truth is, a relationship thrives when both people maintain their individuality and sense of purpose. When you make a woman your entire world, it doesn't make her feel loved. It makes her feel trapped. No one wants the responsibility of being another person's sole source of happiness. It's overwhelming, and it puts unnecessary pressure on the relationship. Love is meant to be a partnership, not a surrender. Imagine a man who falls deeply in love and begins to reshape his entire life around his partner. He stops pursuing his career goals because he wants to spend more time with her. He drifts away from his friends because he prioritizes her above all else. What he thinks is devotion, she starts to see as dependency. Over time, her admiration for him fades because he's no longer the ambitious, independent man she fell for. On the other hand, Consider a man who cherishes his relationship but still makes time for his passions, friends, and personal growth. He demonstrates that he values her presence in his life, but he also values himself. This balance creates a dynamic of mutual respect, where both partners feel free to grow individually while building something meaningful together. The more you prioritize your freedom, the more attractive you become. When a woman sees that you're living a purposeful life, she feels drawn to your energy. It's not about playing hard to get. It's about being genuinely invested in your own journey. Your independence isn't a threat to the relationship. It's what makes the relationship stronger. Freedom also means setting boundaries. It's not selfish to say no to plans if they conflict with your personal goals or commitments. In fact, boundaries show that you respect yourself and your time. A woman will respect you more when she sees that you have the courage to protect your own priorities. This balance between love and freedom is rooted in trust. When you trust yourself to live a fulfilling life, you're not afraid to give your partner the space to do the same. Trust eliminates the need for control, which is often the root cause of conflict in relationships. Instead of clinging to each other out of fear, you come together out of choice. Maintaining freedom in a relationship doesn't mean keeping secrets or being distant. It means staying true to who you are. If you were passionate about fitness, music, or entrepreneurship before the relationship, those passions should remain a part of your life. They are what make you unique, and they are likely part of what attracted her to you in the first place. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to lose yourself in a relationship. Social media often glorifies couples who appear inseparable, creating a false narrative that love requires constant togetherness. But true love isn't about being joined at the hip. It's about walking side by side, each pursuing your own goals while supporting each other along the way. When you maintain your freedom, you also encourage your partner to do the same. This creates a dynamic where both people bring their best selves to the relationship. Instead of becoming stagnant, the relationship evolves as both partners grow. This mutual growth deepens the connection and ensures that the relationship remains vibrant and fulfilling. Number 6, strength over obsession. Strength is the foundation of every successful relationship. It's not about physical dominance or control. It's about emotional resilience and self-assurance. Women are naturally drawn to men who exude strength because it signals reliability and security. Obsession, on the other hand, is a sign of weakness. A man who is obsessed with his partner often loses sight of himself. He becomes overly focused on her actions, her feelings, and her approval. This behavior not only drains his energy, but also undermines the relationship. Obsession turns love into dependency, and dependency is the fastest way to lose respect. Imagine a man who constantly checks his partner's social media, overanalyzes her texts, and feels anxious when she spends time with friends. To him, this might feel like care and concern, but to her, it feels suffocating. His inability to trust her and his fixation on her every move send a clear message: I don't feel secure in myself. True strength is the opposite of obsession. It's the ability to love deeply while maintaining your own sense of identity. A strong man doesn't rely on his partner to validate his worth. He knows his value and lives accordingly. This confidence is magnetic because it shows that he's in control of his life, not at the mercy of his emotions. Strength also means being able to handle challenges with grace. Relationships are not always smooth sailing, and how you respond to difficulties says a lot about your character. A man who reacts to every disagreement with anger, insecurity, or desperation is showing that he lacks emotional maturity. But a man who approaches conflicts calmly and thoughtfully demonstrates the kind of stability that women admire. To cultivate strength, you must first understand yourself. What are your values? What are your goals? When you have a clear sense of who you are, you're less likely to compromise your identity for the sake of a relationship. This self-awareness also helps you set boundaries, which are essential for maintaining respect in any partnership. Strength isn't about pretending to be invulnerable. It's about being honest with yourself and your partner while remaining grounded. A man who can acknowledge his emotions without being controlled by them is far more attractive than a man who tries to hide his feelings or act tough. Authenticity, combined with resilience, is what sets strong men apart. In today's world, where many men are taught to suppress their emotions or seek validation through relationships, cultivating true strength is a rare and valuable trait. It's not about impressing others or proving your worth. It's about living with integrity and confidence. When you embody strength, you create a dynamic in which your partner feels safe and respected. She knows that you can handle challenges, support her, and lead with wisdom. This kind of strength is the foundation of a relationship built on mutual trust and admiration. Strength is not something you achieve overnight. It's a daily practice of choosing to live with purpose, staying true to your values, and embracing both your strengths and weaknesses. The more you invest in your own growth, the more you'll radiate the kind of energy that draws others to you. In the end, relationships thrive when both partners bring their best selves to the table. By focusing on your own strength and independence, you create a foundation that allows love to flourish. Number 7. Why she craves mystery. Mystery isn't just about being elusive or enigmatic. It's about maintaining a sense of curiosity and excitement in the relationship. Women, like everyone, are drawn to what feels intriguing, new, and exciting. When a relationship becomes too predictable, the excitement fades, and so does the desire to keep investing in it. Mystery isn't about playing games. It's about being a man with layers, a man whose depth continually inspires curiosity and admiration. Imagine reading a book where the entire plot is revealed in the first chapter. Would you keep turning the pages? Probably not. The same principle applies to relationships. If you reveal everything about yourself too quickly or follow a predictable pattern, there's no suspense, no thrill of discovery. Women crave the sense of adventure that comes from gradually uncovering who you are. Think about the beginning of a relationship, when every interaction feels electric. She's learning new things about you, wondering about your thoughts and feelings, and imagining what might come next. That sense of mystery is intoxicating because it keeps her mind engaged and her emotions invested. But when a man becomes entirely predictable, texting at the same time every day, always doing what she expects, and revealing all his intentions up front, the intrigue fades. This doesn't mean you need to be secretive or distant. It means you need to maintain a dynamic, interesting life outside of the relationship. When a woman sees that you're pursuing your passions, taking on challenges, and continually growing, she'll naturally feel drawn to you. Your life becomes a story she wants to be a part of, not a routine she feels stuck in. Maintaining mystery also means being comfortable with silence. Many men feel the need to fill every moment with conversation or action, fearing that quiet moments might signal a lack of interest. But true confidence comes from knowing that you don't always need to explain yourself or seek validation. Sometimes, the most attractive thing you can do is let her wonder what you're thinking or what you're planning next. Mystery is also about showing, not telling. A man who constantly talks about his goals, ambitions, or qualities might come across as overcompensating, but a man who lets his actions speak for themselves creates a much stronger impression. When she sees you living your truth, taking risks, and embracing your passions, she'll be captivated by your authenticity and strength. Another aspect of mystery is unpredictability. This doesn't mean being erratic or unreliable. It means breaking out of routines and surprising her in meaningful ways. Instead of following the same patterns, introduce new experiences, ideas, or challenges into the relationship. This keeps things fresh and exciting, ensuring that the connection remains vibrant and alive. Mystery isn't about withholding, it's about offering glimpses. When you share pieces of your life, your dreams, or your struggles in a thoughtful and intentional way, you create a sense of depth and authenticity that draws her closer. She wants to learn more about you, not because you're hiding something, but because you're a person of substance who can't be fully understood in a single conversation or moment. Number 8. Emotional decision-making dangers. Emotions are a natural and important part of being human, but when they govern your decisions, they can lead to chaos and instability. In relationships, emotional decision-making often manifests as impulsiveness, overreaction, or a tendency to prioritize short-term feelings over long-term goals. While it's important to acknowledge and honor your emotions, letting them dictate your actions can undermine the very connection you're trying to build. Imagine a man who cancels his personal plans every time his partner expresses a need, even if that need is minor or temporary. He thinks he's being considerate and supportive, but over time, he sacrifices his independence and becomes overly dependent on her approval. This kind of emotional decision-making doesn't strengthen the relationship. It weakens it by creating an imbalance where one person's feelings take precedence over the other's well-being. Emotional decision-making can also lead to unnecessary conflict. For example, if you react with anger or defensiveness during a disagreement, you escalate the situation instead of resolving it. A man who lets his emotions control him in these moments loses credibility and respect. Women want a partner who can navigate challenges with calm and composure, not someone who crumbles under pressure. The key to avoiding emotional decision-making is developing self-awareness. When you feel overwhelmed by your emotions, take a step back and assess the situation objectively. Ask yourself, is this feeling based on reality, or is it a reaction to my own fears or insecurities? By pausing to reflect, you give yourself the space to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. Emotional decision-making is also closely tied to self-esteem. Men who lack confidence often seek validation from their partners, leading them to make choices that prioritize their partner's approval over their own values. This kind of behavior is not only unattractive, but also unsustainable. A healthy relationship requires both partners to maintain their individuality and sense of self-worth. Another common trap is making decisions based on fear of losing her, fear of conflict, or fear of being alone. These fears can drive you to compromise your principles, overextend yourself, or stay in situations that don't align with your true desires. But fear-based decisions rarely lead to happiness or fulfillment. Instead, they create a cycle of dependency and dissatisfaction. To break free from this cycle, you need to cultivate emotional resilience. This means learning to sit with your emotions without letting them dictate your actions. It means recognizing that discomfort is temporary and that you have the strength to navigate it without losing yourself. Emotional resilience is not about suppressing your feelings, It's about integrating them into a balanced and thoughtful approach to life. Women respect men who can balance their emotions with logic and integrity. A man who can acknowledge his feelings without being ruled by them demonstrates maturity, self-control, and confidence. These qualities not only enhance your relationships, but also make you a stronger and more fulfilled person overall. Emotional decision-making isn't just a relationship issue, it's a life issue. The more you practice self-awareness, reflection, and intentionality in your decisions, the more you'll create a life that aligns with your values and aspirations. And when you live authentically, you naturally attract people who appreciate and respect you for who you are. The journey to mastering your emotions is not easy, but it's worth it. By choosing to lead with strength and purpose rather than fear or insecurity, you set yourself apart as a man of substance and integrity. And in doing so, you create the foundation for relationships that are built on mutual respect, admiration, and genuine connection. Number 9. Controlled indifference works wonders. Controlled indifference is not about being cold, detached, or manipulative. It's about maintaining self-respect and emotional stability in your relationships. It's about sending a message to the world, and more importantly, to yourself. I value myself enough to walk away if I'm not being treated with respect. This isn't just a strategy for attraction, it's a philosophy for life. When you master controlled indifference, you become the kind of man who commands respect, admiration, and desire. Imagine a man who panics at the slightest sign of distance from his partner. If she doesn't respond to his text within minutes, he floods her inbox with messages. If she seems distracted, he immediately assumes the worst and demands reassurance. To him, this feels like care and effort. To her, it feels like desperation. Desperation is the ultimate attraction killer. It signals a lack of confidence and self-worth, which makes a man less appealing. Controlled indifference is the antidote to desperation. It's about living your life with purpose and confidence, regardless of how others respond to you. When a woman senses that your happiness isn't dependent on her, it flips the dynamic. Suddenly, she's the one wondering how to win your attention rather than the other way around. This principle works because it taps into basic human psychology. We value what we perceive as scarce or difficult to obtain. When you're always available, always accommodating, and always chasing, you send a clear message: I have nothing better to do. But when you maintain your boundaries and pursue your own goals, you create an aura of value and intrigue. Controlled indifference also helps you avoid the trap of overinvestment. Many men make the mistake of putting all their energy into a relationship, neglecting their own needs, passions, and growth. This overinvestment not only diminishes their appeal, but also sets the stage for resentment and burnout. A man who practices controlled indifference understands that a relationship should complement his life, not consume it. Controlled indifference doesn't mean you don't care about your partner or the relationship. It means you care from a place of strength, not dependency. You're not afraid to express your feelings, but you do so in a way that reflects your self-respect. You're not afraid to let her know you value her, but you're also not afraid to walk away if the relationship becomes one-sided or toxic. Here's the real power of controlled indifference. It forces you to focus on what you can control, your own actions, decisions, and mindset. You can't control how someone else feels or behaves, but you can control how you respond. When you shift your energy away from trying to win someone's approval and toward building a life you're proud of, you become unstoppable. Controlled indifference also protects you from manipulation. In any relationship, there will be moments when your partner tests your boundaries, either consciously or unconsciously. How you respond to these tests determines the dynamic of the relationship. If you cave to every demand or compromise your values to avoid conflict, you lose respect. But if you stand firm and communicate your boundaries with confidence and calm, you establish yourself as a man of integrity. Think of controlled indifference as a kind of emotional armor. It doesn't mean you're invulnerable, but it does mean you're prepared. You're not easily shaken by setbacks, disagreements, or rejections because you know your worth. This kind of resilience is incredibly attractive because it signals that you're a man who can handle life's challenges with grace and strength. Another key aspect of controlled indifference is knowing when to let go. Many men stay in relationships long past their expiration date, clinging to the hope that things will improve. But sometimes, the healthiest choice you can make is to walk away. Controlled indifference gives you the clarity and courage to make that decision when it's necessary. It reminds you that your happiness and self-respect are worth more than any relationship. Controlled indifference is not about playing games. It's about living authentically. It's about showing up as the best version of yourself and allowing others to decide whether they want to be part of your journey. When you practice controlled indifference, you're not trying to manipulate or impress anyone. You're simply being the kind of man who doesn't need external validation to feel whole. Number 10. Building a magnetic aura. A magnetic aura isn't something you're born with. It's something you cultivate through your actions, mindset, and way of living. It's the energy you project when you're confident in who you are and unapologetic about your purpose. This isn't about being flashy or attention-seeking. It's about being grounded, intentional, and captivating in a way that feels authentic. Imagine walking into a room and instantly commanding attention without saying a word. It's not about your appearance or the clothes you're wearing. It's about the way you carry yourself. A magnetic aura comes from within, and it's built on the foundation of self-respect, purpose, and emotional stability. The first step to building a magnetic aura is to live with intention. People are drawn to those who have a clear sense of direction and purpose. When you're passionate about your goals and unafraid to chase them, you naturally exude an energy that others find inspiring. Women, in particular, are drawn to men who are driven, focused, and unapologetically ambitious. Another key element of a magnetic aura is emotional resilience. Life is full of challenges, and how you handle them says a lot about who you are. A man who stays calm under pressure, who learns from his mistakes, and who refuses to be defined by setbacks radiates a kind of strength that's impossible to ignore. This resilience isn't just attractive, it's contagious. It inspires others to rise to their own challenges and become better versions of themselves. Authenticity is also a crucial component of a magnetic aura. In a world full of people trying to fit in or meet others' expectations, authenticity is a rare and valuable trait. When you're comfortable in your own skin and unafraid to be yourself, you create a sense of trust and connection that draws people in. Women are especially attuned to authenticity because it signals emotional intelligence and self-awareness. To cultivate a magnetic aura, you must also prioritize your own growth. This means constantly seeking opportunities to learn, improve, and evolve. Whether it's pursuing a new skill, exploring a passion, or challenging yourself to step out of your comfort zone. Personal growth is the fuel that keeps your energy dynamic and engaging. When you're committed to becoming the best version of yourself, you inspire others to do the same. Finally, a magnetic aura is built on the foundation of self-respect. When you value yourself and your time, you set a standard for how others should treat you. This isn't about being arrogant or demanding. It's about knowing your worth and refusing to settle for less. When you carry yourself with self-respect, you attract people who value and appreciate you for who you are. A magnetic aura isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about showing up every day with the intention to live fully, love deeply, and grow continually. When you embrace this mindset, you don't just attract others, you inspire them. Everything we've talked about today boils down to one simple truth. You are the foundation of your relationships, your confidence, and your value. When you prioritize your own growth, when you lead with strength and purpose, and when you cultivate the magnetic energy of a man who knows his worth, you stop chasing and start attracting. Think about what this could mean for your life. Imagine waking up every day, not worrying about whether someone will stay or leave, but knowing that your value is undeniable. Imagine building relationships based on mutual respect and admiration rather than dependency or fear. The path forward is clear. Stop giving your power away. Instead, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Love isn't about losing yourself to please someone else. It's about being so grounded in who you are that others can't help but be drawn to you. Reflect on what you've learned here. Ask yourself, am I living as the man I aspire to be? Am I building relationships that lift me up or hold me back? These are the questions that matter. These are the questions that will change your life. Remember, relationships thrive when both people are whole, confident, and independent. Be the man who inspires, who leads, who grows. That's the man every woman admires, and the man who builds a life worth living. If this video resonated with you, it's time to take action. Comment below, I choose strength and growth. Let us know that you're committed to stepping into your power and building the life you deserve. Don't stop here. Hit the subscribe button and join our community of men on the same journey. By subscribing, you're not just supporting this channel, you're helping to spread this message to thousands of men who need it. Together, we're reshaping what it means to be a confident, high-value man in today's world. Share this video with a friend who needs to hear this. Let's grow together and create a world where men and women connect on the foundation of respect, ambition, and purpose.